Boom. Take two. Freestyle. Fail. Man, look, I just shot. I brought out my headphones for this walk. And I told myself not listening to music. I just want to listen to nature and walk and learn my new neighborhood. Walk around and no audio. Fail. So I'm gonna freestyle this. Fail. First attempt in learning. Fail. I wonder, see how much I can, as far as like remember going uphill. I might turn around. I think I'm somebody's backyard or something. I don't know. It's a little different. This is cool. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, but you'll see as I walk by. This is cool. First attempt in learning. Think about, I always use the bike as an analogy because I don't always remember, not always, I don't necessarily remember the first time or my first performance when I played football. And, okay, when you first get on that bike, now I'm talking about without training wheels or anything like that, you fall, right? Or am I wrong? Let me know. Comment below, right? Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and right now, share. If you find any value in this video, or if you know anybody that will find value in my videos, because my videos is a guide to elevate your mindset. My goal is to help people, right, become their greatest versions by learning themselves, by using strategies to learn self and who you are and what you enjoy and what you attract, what you're attracted to, which changes, of course. But yeah, back to failing. Get on that bike, you fall. Then you get up and get on again. You get up and you get on again. It's something about a kid when they have their innocence and they keep it. They're very resilient. I don't know, watch. I watch. I notice. Then I watch the program slowly seep in, and all of a sudden fear arrives. Kids are fearless until they get programmed by society, by school, religion, and parents, or whatever you want to call it. Usually, in a sense, and I'm speaking general, whole, because you have individual cases that will be different. That's just how life works. I'm speaking general, I'm speaking in whole, because we live in a society where you have to work. All right? A society where you have to work. So, meaning it's not always people around to pay attention to the kids, which is not cool. But which can be cool sometimes too, if you teach them not to be afraid, and just go try stuff. And one thing that I'm not a fan of like after working in the school system is the dependency. We should preach more autonomy and more and less dependency, because that's how you create that fear, right? That fear of not trying, And remember, first attempt in learning, Not like the first time you drove a car, you didn't crash, but you didn't drive. You were afraid. You didn't drive. But the whole thing is being comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? Be comfortable. Man, these are some beautiful houses. I don't know if you can catch it in the back between these trees. Woo! Man, that video was dope. Man, I dropped some knowledge. I dropped some gems in the gym, baby. Gee. But first attempt in learning, which is not my first attempt because I use my headphones, but not all the time. I have a microphone I use in the house or, wherever. And this picks up pretty well, but I'm walking, and I failed. No sound on the video. Man. And I was talking about something about teamwork and together everybody achieves more. It was a guy watering his plants, and I went by his house and said, hey, he had a big, big, big house, and I was talking about teamwork and how, people came together to put the home together, and all this beauty in nature, man, is nothing to be upset about. All right, and I was talking about oneness. So eventually I'll get back to that. I'll have to make some other videos, but let's go back to failure. Fail. I remember my first attempt, and I mean, I never got my license, so oh well. That wasn't my goal. My goal was to go in there and coach, but I had to do something else. Started off as a TA, it was cool, but it was boring. You didn't make any money. But money is not what moves me. I just use money as a tool, as a means to make a living as far as, our social program. But the moment I could find out how to get out of that, I will. And my first interview, woo, probably the worst interview I ever went on. When I decided, I was like, you know what, I want to teach. I'm going to get out there and put myself out there, and as an educator or whatever the case may be. And at the time, I had no experience. I had experience working with kids, but I think at the time I didn't have experience in the classroom. I'm not sure. I don't think so at all. So it was a Durham school, Durham County Public Schools. Forget the school. Forget the name of the school, but we'll leave that out. But I bombed the interview. Oh my God, it was the worst interview. I usually interview well because I know how to talk to people, and usually I'm interviewing for a job I know somewhat about. And he asked me some questions that I just really could not answer. I didn't have an answer for him. I didn't. Man, I felt like crap because I felt like a failure. But, looking at it through a different lens now, a different perspective, it wasn't time yet. It wasn't my time. And sometimes you have to understand that in life, you have to level up. Meaning you have to gain skills to be able, in order to do certain things. So sometimes it's not yet. And that's okay. It's just like riding that bike. Not yet, you fall until you learn, your brain learn how to calibrate you being on that bike and not hitting that ground. It takes time, patience. Go into my blog, and I'll try to leave a link below. Patience, young one. I wrote a poem, and that's for me because I'm telling you, I'm not trying to put bad words out there, but I'm working on being more patient when it comes to certain things. Some things you just want right away, and growing up in this somewhat half of a microwave era, you just kind of get used to getting things right now. So my thing is patience, learning patience. And as I create these things, I work on these things too, because guess what? I'm human. I'm human. I embrace it. I embrace where I am. I embrace what I do. Learning how to accept, be patient, and be one, and not be dual. Have two ways of thinking, duality, right? So, the first attempt in learning, I bombed the interview. Horrible. Man, it was god awful, right? And I don't know when I got my second opportunity. I can't completely remember, but I know I started coaching at Leesville Middle. One of my friends, Michael Rice, shout out, Discover Greatness. Go check him out. He has a YouTube, everything, motivating. He's trying to motivate people too. So check him out. And we started teaching together. We started coaching together. And at the time, I was working for a distribution company, and I didn't care for that job. It was just for the money. Just needed a filler at the time. And so I was like, hey, I might as well get in the classroom. I hate what I'm doing. So I got on as a TA. So the next time I went into, I got a job as a TA, teacher assistant. And then I decided, like, damn, I still want to teach. You know, I'm doing this to get my foot in the door. I'm coaching already. I might as well, get in the system completely, halfway. So I did that. After a year, I want to say, I think it was just a year, if I'm not mistaken, I decided to, put in for a teaching position. I didn't get it. Man, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't think I was too down that time. It was like, whatever. And come to find out, that teacher got displaced. See? Everything happened for a reason, because that wasn't meant. Because if that was me, I would have been displaced, and I was a coach. Not gonna happen. That principal was not gonna allow that to happen. Yeah. Anyway, this was fast forward. This is when I'm at Holly Grove, and yeah. So then I go through. I went through the lateral entry thing. Took the praxis, or whatever you want to call it, because I'm a sociology major. I didn't major in education, so I had to go through a process and take some classes or whatever the case may be. I got it. Boom. But in between time, I gained so many skills. To put me in position to be ready. So when it comes to failure and experience in life, to me, are tools, right? They are tools to help you get where you want to be, right? Because when you fail, it tells you what not to do, right? And when you fail, it tells you what to do, right? And we just so happen to call that an experience, right? So this is where I come in with dropping duality, because you need those quote unquote negative situations, right? It's called an experience. And these experiences, I'm telling you, this is so dope. I had to film right here. This is so dope. And with those experiences and those failures, put them in your toolkit. You put them in your toolkit and you pull them out when you need them. So life will prepare you through failure and experience. But you have to accept it. Don't fight it. Don't be dual-minded and be like, oh my God, this is a bad situation. Be even keel. Learn. So I tell you, I learned on the football field, you know, when you make a mistake that you can't go crazy because you have to play the next play, right? You score a touchdown, you can't go too crazy because you got to play the next play. So use that in life too, stay even keeled. Things go bad, focus on what you want. Don't focus on the negative, or quote unquote, get rid of it. All right, failure is a tool, experience is a tool to help you. Look at that, beautiful. Give you a look at that, it's beautiful. Jim.